Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve day 22 problem of this month on Leetcode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 1072. Flip columns for maximum number of equal rows. Okay, so in this problem you are given m into n binary matrix. Okay, you can use any number of columns in the matrix. Okay, any number of columns in the matrix and flip every cell in that column. Okay, so if here 0 is there and here 1 is there, so if you are going to flip it, then it will become 1 and it will here 0. Okay, so this is how flip is working, right? So you can choose any number of columns in the matrix and then we have to flip every cell in that column. Okay, change the value of the cell from 0 to 1 or vice versa, and in the end we have to just return the maximum number of rows that have all the values equal after some number of flips. Okay, so problem statement is easy, right? Now let's move to the example number 1. So this is my matrix given to us 0 1 and here 1 1. So here you can try flipping any column. Okay, so if you try to flip this column, then it is going to become like this. Okay, right? So here's still only one row. You are seeing that all the elements are 0 or 1. Okay, that have all the values equal after some number of flips. Okay, so here even if you don't do any flip, still we are getting the result as 1 only, right here, because this all the values in this row is same, right? All the values in this row are same, right? So here we are not going to flip. Okay, if we are going to flip anything, we are still not getting the best answer. Okay, always we are going to get 1 only, right? So in the end our output is going to be 1 here, right? Now see this example number 2, 0 1 and 1 0. Okay, so here if I just flip, let's say this column, then my elements is going to become like this. Okay, and I didn't flip the column 2. Okay, now see this row is also all the values are same, right? In this row also all the values are same. Okay, so after flipping values in the first column, both rows have equal values, so output is 2. Okay, number of rows which have same values. Now see this example number 3, 0 0 0 0 0 1 and 1 1 0. Okay, so here initially if you see only this row all the values are same, right? And all other rows all the values are not same. So okay, so now what I am going to do here, I am going to flip the first two columns. Okay, first two columns. So after flipping them, they are going to look like this and this third column. Okay, so now here in this case, see this row and this row all the values are same. Okay, so output is 2. Okay, so after flipping values in the first two columns, the last two rows have equal values. Okay, and we will not get all the three rows same in this case. Okay, so best answer is 2, so that is why we are returning that. Okay, so we know right now what we need to do, right? But how we are going to get the answer? Okay, what approach should we take to solve this problem? Okay, so now let's see that. All right, so let's say this is my matrix. Okay, 0 1 0 0 1 0 and 1 1 1. Okay, so in this matrix if you see carefully, uh, this row and this row both are identical. Okay, both are identical, right? Identical. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, both the rows are identical, row 1 and row 2, total 2 rows which are identical. Okay, so now here in this case if I just flip this, okay, then what is the output that I'm going to get? I'm going to get the matrix like this: 0 0 0, here 0 0 0, and here 1 0 1. Okay, so now if you see carefully, these two rows all the values are same, right? And if I want to return the answer, so my answer is going to be 2 right from here, right? And there is no way to make this row 3 all the values are same. Okay, so best answer is going to be 2 only. So here this is one case, this is one case. So just identify the identical rows in my matrix. Okay, so initially we know that these two rows are identical only, so we can simply from here also return the answer that two rows are identical, just return the answer. Okay, clear, this is clear. So identical rows, this is case 1. Okay, now move to the case 2. Case 2. Okay, case 2, let's say this is a matrix 0 1 0 0, and here 1 0 1 1, and here 0 1 0 0, and here 0 1 1 and 0. Okay, so now see here, in this case this row and this row both are identical. So is my output is going to be 2 in this case? No, my output is going to be 3. Why 3 now? So here one more thing that we need to take care. If any row, okay, if any row which is exact opposite of the other row, okay, so here if you just see this row and this row, okay, so they are just opposite to each other. Okay, so here you are seeing 0, right, and here you are seeing 1, here you are seeing 1, here you are seeing 0, here you are seeing 0, here you are seeing 1, here you are seeing 0, and here you are seeing 1. Okay, so we have to count these one as well. Okay, the rows which are exact opposite. Okay, exact opposite. Okay, so now how we can make, okay, so now let's see. So here if I just do the flip, okay, first time let's say I flip this column. Okay, so my output is going to be 0, here it will become 0 0 0 0 1, and here it will become 1 only, right, 1 1 and 1 1. Okay, then it will become 0 0 0 0. Okay, 0 0 0 0, and here it will become 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0. Okay, so now see here, total 3 rows have same values, right, all the 3 rows have same values. Okay, so we have identified two cases. Okay, so if all the rows, if the rows are identical, or if the rows are exact opposite to each other. Okay, we have to just make the count of those. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Just make a count of them, right? So that's what we need to do. Okay, and we will get that answer. Okay, so here same way, this if you see here 0 0 0 0 0 1, and then we have 1 1 0. Okay, so this, okay, first, okay, check these two. Okay, check these two only. One second, let me use some other pen. Check these two. Okay, these two rows are exact opposite to each other, so my output is going to be 2 here directly, right? 0 1 0 1 and 1 0. Okay, that's it, exact opposite to each other, right, exact opposite to each other. Answer is 2, right? That's it. And here see 0 1 1 1, all the elements are same in this, so single output is 1. Okay, that's it, that's it, that's what we need to do. Okay, so now uh, let's move to the coding part. Okay, so here first thing that we need to do here is just calculate the number of columns that I have. Okay, so int num cols is equal to matrix of 0 dot length. Okay, and here int max identical rows is equal to 0, and then just iterate over all the rows. Okay, for int current row in my matrix. Okay, now what I'm going to do, for this particular current row I will create a flipped row as well. Okay, so first I am going to compare this with others. Okay, so I will take this row. Okay, 0 1 0 0. Okay, and for this particular row I will create one flip row as well, 1 0 1 1. Okay, so I am going to search for these two in the next rows. Okay, and I will just maintain the count how many times I am getting these. Okay, then later on I have to do the same step for this row. Calculate this row, flip row, and then check all the rows. Take this row, check all the rows with flipped and original row. Okay, so here create array to store the flipped version of current row. Okay, so flipped version I'm creating. Flipped row is equal to new int, and here inside this I'm just going to pass num calls. Okay, and int identical row count is equal to 0. Then we have to create, okay, create flipped version of the current row, 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. That's what. Okay, so let's fill this flipped row array that we have created. Okay, this array I'm going to fill. So here let's iterate. Okay, int call is equal to 0, column should be less than my num of calls, call plus plus, and here flipped row and call. Okay, so here simple thing now, 1 minus current row of call. Okay, so simple thing I'm doing here now. So here this is my original 0 1 0 0. So here I need to fill values. What I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract everything with 1. Okay, 1 minus 0 1, 1 minus 1 0, 1 minus 0 1, 1 minus 1 0. Okay, so I will get this flipped value only. Okay, if this is the row and this is the flipped version, right? That's it. That is simple thing I'm doing. Okay, now after that we have to check every row against current row and its flipped version. Okay, so again I am iterating over all the rows in my matrix. Okay, compare row matrix. Okay, and now I'm just going to check if row matches either original or flipped pattern, then we have to increment the counter. Okay, so here if arrays dot equal compare we have to check compare row with current row. Okay, this is what we need to do, compare row with current row or its flipped version. Okay, these two things we need to check. So here just use one OR operation, and here arrays dot equal compare row with flipped row. Okay, so if any of these two cases is true, right? So in that case simply just increment the count of the identical row counter count. Okay, this is the, and now in the end we have to just return the max identical rows. Okay, so max identical rows is going to be math dot max of max identical rows, and here you can just pass this identical row count. All right, this is done, and in the end we are just going to return max identical rows. Okay, and after this I'm going to show you much better approach than this one. Okay, so first let's run it. Okay, so there is some issue, let's try to fix that. Array dot equals, it should be equals now. All right, now let's run it. So all the test cases has been accepted. Okay, now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? Okay, and here what is the time complexity for this one? So we are moving over all the rows. Okay, so here all the rows I am iterating one by one. So of rows is going to be time complexity. Then after that I am iterating over all the columns to create the flipped row. Okay, so for a particular row I am creating the flipped version. Okay, so of call is the time complexity for this one. Then after that I'm just going to compare all the rows with my flipped or current row. Okay, so again here time complexity is going to be of row. Okay, so if I treat this rows as n, okay, n, and columns as m, so my time complexity is going to be of n square m. Okay, so this is the case for this one. Okay, so now is there is one more better approach. Okay, so here let's consider this example only. 0100 0 1 0 0 1 0 1 1. Okay, and this will not take much time. 0 1 0 0 and here 0 1 1 0. Okay, so this is my case. Okay, so here what I'm going to do here, whatever the first element that I have, whatever the first element that I have in any row, I'm going to treat that as true. Okay, treat that as true. Okay, so this is true, 0 is true here, t is equal to 0. Okay, t is equal to 0, first element is 0, so I am taking 3, I am taking this true value as, okay, true as 0. Okay, so here I'm going to write t. Then this is 1 now, so 1 I'm taking it as false. Then 0 0 I'm treating as true. Then this is 0, I'm treating this as true. Okay, this is done. TFTT, I'm getting this pattern TFTT. Okay, now let's move to the next row. Okay, so here first element is 1, so in this case I'm going to treat true as 1. Okay, so here I'm going to write true. 0 0 I'm going to treat as false. Now 1 1 I'm going to treat as true, and 1 I'm going to treat as true. Okay, I move to the next row. So in this row 0 is the first element, so I'm going to treat t as 0. Okay, so true, 1 is false, true, and true. Okay, so now I move to the next row. So in this row 0 is first element, so I'm going to treat this true as 0. Okay, so here I'm going to write true, f, and 1 is again f, and here 0 true. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so now in the end, if you see this pattern, this pattern, and this pattern all are matching, so my output is 3. Okay, directly, that's it. Okay, just take the first element as true and then fill the remaining elements, and then in the end just check the pattern. Okay, so the pattern which comes for most number of times, so here this pattern comes for 3 times, this pattern comes for just 1 time. Okay, so whatever the max value we have in the end out of these two, okay, I'm just going to return that. That's it. Okay, so now let's write the code for this one. I think you are clear with this approach, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so here first let's reset now this one. Okay, so this is done. Right, now we are just going to create a map to store the frequency of each pattern. Okay, so map, and in the map I'm going to store the strings as my key and integer as a count. Okay, and here pattern frequency. Okay, new hash map. All right, now I'm just going to iterate over all the rows one by one. Int current row in my matrix. Okay, and for that particular row first we have to build a pattern, so let's use one string builder. String builder, pattern builder is equal to new string builder. Okay, and initially there is nothing. Okay, empty string is there. Okay, now we have to convert the row to pattern, okay, relative to its first element. Okay, so for int call is equal to 0, call is less than call row, current row. Okay, current current row dot length call plus plus. Okay, call is less than current row and call plus plus. Okay, now here I told you that first element matters. Okay, t if what I can say here, t if current, let's say current element matches first element. Okay, and otherwise we have to just fill f. Okay, all right, and now here first, okay, we are just going to compare it with first now. So if current row 0, okay, if it is equal to current row of call, okay, if it is matching, okay, with the first element that we have, then in that case in my pattern builder dot append true. Okay, else just append false. Okay, f value. All right, this is done. Okay, now here my this for loop ends. Now we have to convert the pattern to string and update its frequency in map. Okay, only few lines of ending now. So string builder string row pattern. Okay, so we are just going to convert that to string now. String row pattern is equal to my pattern builder. Okay, here pattern builder, I'm just going to convert it to string first. Okay, because in my map keys are of string type. Okay, and then this is my map. Okay, pattern frequency dot put. Okay, and I'm going to put the key as this particular row pattern. Okay, and after that I'm going to take my map. Okay, map, and in this I'm just going to get or default. Okay, so I'm just going, if this key is already there, then get the default value of that key. Okay, otherwise start it with 0 and just increment the count every time with 1. Okay, that's it. All right, okay, this is done. Now after that here this ends. Okay, and now we have to find in the end, okay, we have to just find the pattern with the maximum frequency. So here take int max frequency is equal to 0. Okay, and here let's run one loop for int. Okay, I have to check all the frequency now that I have. Int frequency pattern frequency. Okay, copy this map. Okay, I'm going to iterate over all the keys. Okay, dot values. Okay, whatever the values that I have here, let's say, and based on that, okay, I will update the max frequency. Okay, max frequency is equal to math dot max of frequency and max frequency. Okay, this is done, and in the end we have to just return max frequency. That's it. Let's run it and see if there are any code issues, then we'll try to fix that. So the test case has been accepted. Okay, so now let's submit it. So see, so our solution is accepted, right? And the time complexity for this problem is going to be, let's see that. So we are iterating over all the rows, okay, of rows, and then we are creating one string builder, and then we are iterating over all the columns, okay, column length of calls. All right, and yeah, that's it. Okay, and here we are just going to iterate over all the frequency one by one, but basically overall, so it is going to deal with of rows into calls, right? So here if it is n, okay, I take it as m. Okay, so my time compressor is going to be of n into m, this in this case, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem, both the approaches. And if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.